Who Stole Galen's Manuscript? A crime caper comedy. 7 black men have been friends since kindergarten. They grew up in a largely African-American suburb on Long Island. They reconnect years later through a text chain, all 7 of them. By name they are Galen, Greg, Jerry, Carl, Tommy, Mike, and Darius. The group is now mostly scattered up and down the East Coast, New York, New Jersey, Delaware, Georgia, with one in Louisville. The texts are full of laughs as they relive memories. A big topic of discussion is a Black history book they co-authored as a 4th-grade class project. The fellas often discuss politics. This project was done as 4th-graders, 55 years ago. They understand because of the current political climate it might not be allowed today. Galen still has his copy of the completed manuscript. It is a collection of first-person, mimeographed, handwritten one-page biographies of a selection of important Black leaders, trailblazers, and influencers. Darius thinks that the book could be reworked and branded as a Black History Kids book. It could be a hot seller and a fun project for the friends, and a homage to their teacher, Mrs. Geiger, in their elementary school, Centennial Avenue in the historically Black suburb of Roosevelt on Long Island. The team, with their various connections in publishing, media, entertainment, and law, set out to explore more. At the same time, a childhood bully, Pimpin' Jackson, reemerges. His first name requires no further definition. It's a nickname that as an 8-year-old predestined his life choice and future job description. Pimpin' was bigger and stronger than all the other kids, a beastly-sized man-child. Rip-offs and extortion were his juvenile crimes of choice. Our best response was to never carry any money other than a quarter or 50 cents to school. We also learned to surrender our loot or hide it in our socks upon sight of the child gargantuan. None of us ever became friends with Pimpin'. We also weren't surprised to learn that his juvenile delinquency ratcheted up to big boy crimes and state penitentiary bids. To our dismay, he finds out about our pending deal and sets out to locate one or all of us. We've been made marks for extortion if and when the book sells. And that's because gossip gets out about the book. There are huge exaggerations that it might be worth millions. The teams does get an early estimate that it may be worth a few $100,000, but small towns have their ways with good news and rumors, and exaggerations grow the amount like wildfire. Gossips have turned a couple of hundred into millions. So much that local preachers want in as the amount get into the Mega Million and Powerball jackpot stratosphere. They want their 10% as tithes. Pastor Big Smokey, a one-time pro football player who still looks like he can play, has sent us word that God always rewards a cheerful giver. Pimpin' Jackson at the same time is making plans for how he will use the money. Each day his desperation to locate the fellas increases, as do his messages of his intent. We still remain afraid of the bully, even though, to a man, we claim that we'd gladly take on the task of giving him a beatdown if granted the opportunity. Truth is, none of us have never had more than a grade school pushing match our entire lives, or a fight that after 2 blows ends up with, "Hold me back, hold me back." Galen keeps his book, the only remaining copy of the manuscript, safe. But as Pimpin's stalking rises, so does Galen's paranoia. He locks it in a home safe. After 2 days, it mysteriously disappears. We fear that Pimpin has finally got it, but has he really? The fellas have had enough of the bad guy. They've endured his torment for a lifetime. A heated debate follows as they consider a host of alternatives to get the manuscript back, most against the law. What will they do next? Stay tuned for the next chapter of Who Stole Galen's Manuscript.